Hi LEGO fans, it's Brickheadz time again, and following the slight disappointment that was set number 40272 Halloween Witch, we've got another spooky themed set. LEGO is celebrating the 25th anniversary of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, and so today I'm going to be unboxing, speed building, and reviewing set number 41630, Jack Skellington and Sally from LEGO Brickheadz. This is a 193-piece Brickheadz twin pack featuring two characters from Tim Burton's 1993 movie. Of course we have Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, and the much more colourful ragdoll-like character Sally. Jack and Sally are two very stylised figures, so these can't have been the easiest projects to recreate in Brickheadz form. The biggest challenge here is that Jack Skellington has a round head, and usually a very broad smile. As you can see, the smile is completely missing here, and LEGO is not a very good medium for making round things. We do however have some really nice printed pieces, and these guys do look pretty cool. Over on the side of the box we have an image showing the movie characters on which these Brickheadz are based. As you can see, these are very challenging characters to recreate in Brickheadz form. They're both very thin and tall, and the Brickheadz versions are quite short and squat. But I do like what LEGO have done with the eyes on Jack Skellington. They've simply substituted the Brickheadz soulless eyes for plain black ones. The artwork on the back of the box is pretty much what you would see for any Brickheadz twin pack. We've got side views of Sally and Jack, and a confirmation that each stand on the same 6x6 base plate. I always check out the set details on LEGO's website before I film these videos, and it still annoys me that every time LEGO's marketing people say we're going to get a base plate with Brickheadz logo. Somebody needs to tell LEGO's marketing people that LEGO don't do that anymore. That's my rant over, and now I'm kinda looking forward to building these guys. So let's tear open this box and see what we've got inside. Here's everything that came inside the box. We've got two numbered bags of LEGO, one for Jack Skellington and two for Sally. Bag number 1 is noticeably lighter than bag number 2. And finally we've got two instruction booklets. The instructions for Jack are pretty light and include 24 steps. Confirming Sally's higher part count, her instruction booklet consists of 40 steps. I'm going to go ahead and build the Jack Skellington and Sally Brickheadz, and today this is going to be a 60-second speed build. And here are the completed Jack Skellington and Sally Brickheadz. A very cool and spooky pair, and relatively easy to put together. Combined build time for these two Brickheadz was about 15 minutes. Although these aren't the greatest likenesses of Jack and Sally, the similarities are there, and we've got a really fun looking pair of Brickheadz. We'll take a look at Sally later in the video, but for the moment let's focus on Jack Skellington. Jack has certainly put on some weight compared to his movie version counterpart. He stands on a 6x6 black base plate and is wearing this magnificent pinstripe tuxedo. The legs are made up of two 1x1 bricks with pinstripe printing on one of the faces. And the body is made up of two 1x4 printed bricks with more pinstriping and open-necked collar complete with bat detailing. This is very sharp printing, and I love the precise way that the pinstripes align on the two pieces. Compared to the real Jack Skellington, the face is out of proportion to the body. He's also lacking that trademark smile, which is always my go-to design for pumpkin carving, and there's something about those eyes that doesn't look quite right. Initially when looking at the box art I thought these were going to be black studs, but if you're changing the angle at which you're viewing Jack, you'll notice that the eyes are flat. Jack's eyes and that creepy smile are actually printed onto two 1x4 printed tiles, and you might just be able to make out a little grey around the eyes, which gives the illusion of shadow. From the side you can really appreciate why the part count in Jack Skellington is so low. By virtue of the character, there's a complete lack of detail to boost the part count. We've got the usual clips for hands but no accessories for Jack to hold. And the head? Well, it's really nondescript. Apart from the eyes, nose and mouth, Jack's head is just a round white blob. Things do get just a little bit more fancy around the back. There's another one of the 1x4 bricks with the pinstripe printing. This is actually different to the pinstripe printing on the front. These stripes do not line up with the brick that has the bat detailing on. Therefore, this brick can only be positioned on the back of Jack Skellington. We also have pinstripe printing on the pants. Again, those are the 1x1 printed bricks. And there's some really nice detailing there with modified 1x1 studs making up the tails on Jack's coat. And that's about all there is to see on Jack Skellington. It's not a perfect recreation of the character, but with the constraints of creating a Brickheadz character, I think the designers have done a reasonably good job. There's some super sharp exclusive prints, and overall it's just a nice thing. The lack of Jack's smile is the weak point for me, and I still find myself wondering whether he'd look better with studs for eyes instead of a printed piece. Shall we find out? Of course we shall! Moving swiftly along, we've got the much more colourful Sally. Out of the two, I think Sally has to be my favourite. I really like what the designers have done with Sally's dress. The use of overlapping triangular plates to create the ragged effect of the dress is really cool. Sally also uses some really nice decorated pieces, including this 1x4 printed brick. The printing is super sharp and manages to cover up the underlying brick colour really well. Sally is of course a ragdoll type character stuffed with fall leaves. She's roughly stitched together and you can see some of that stitching on Sally's face. There's a 2x4 printed tile on her forehead and a 1x4 for the mouth. The eyes are standard printed Brickheadz eyes, but these do pop with the use of some grey bricks behind. The character of Sally has sleek plum red hair. This is captured pretty nicely on the Brickheadz build. I don't necessarily think it's long enough, as you'll see when we get around the back, and we're missing the central parting in the hair which we see on the Sally character in the movie. From the side we can see some of the layering in Sally's dress, especially when we zoom in on the lower part of her body. Sally's complexion is this pale mint green colour. It's the perfect colour and matches the character really well. It's not a very commonly used colour, and the modified 1x2 clip that we have for Sally's hand is going to be quite a rare element. It's also great to get one of those 1x2 teal tiles. It seems like LEGO are using teal quite a lot in this latest wave of Brickheadz. Here's a look at Sally from the back, and actually that hair is quite long. We've got some more layered triangles for the bottom of Sally's dress, and again this looks really sharp. Although Sally's long, sleek red hair looks great from the back, I'm not so convinced about the look on the side. Sally's hair is meant to be a uniform length, and with it being pushed back, maybe the angle at the side should have been a little bit more acute. But I really am being picky here because this is just a great brickhead. Sally's hair is meant to be very sleek and straight, and with that being the case, I find it quite interesting that the designers chose to leave some exposed studs. Overall, I think the Brickheadz recreation of Dr. Finkelstein's Sally is really nice. There are some super sharp custom printed pieces, and the colour choices were very appropriate for the character. So that was set number 41630, Jack Skellington and Sally from LEGO Brickheadz. These guys do make the perfect LEGO set for Halloween, and I've got to say I'm a bigger fan of these than the Halloween Witch. Clearly these are very stylised versions of Jack and Sally, and not all the details are correct. But that's one of the many charms of Brickheadz, and I really like this pair. As a standalone build, I think Jack is probably the least recognisable of the two, but we do have some really nice printing, and when you put the two characters together they make perfect sense. Sally is definitely my favourite, and I really like the colour schemes LEGO used, and the layering technique used to create Sally's dress. Sally also has some really good printed parts, and I do think this is a very good set for printed details. So in conclusion, I'm actually quite a big fan of the Sally and Jack Skellington Brickheadz. The 193 piece part count for a $20 set isn't great, especially when you compare it to other Brickheadz twin packs such as Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and especially the Ariel and Ursula twin pack which had 168 more pieces. That's almost like getting 3 Brickheadz for the price of 2. Notwithstanding the part count, this is a super cool pair of Brickheadz, and I'm really pleased to be adding these to my collection. Above all, I really hope you enjoyed this LEGO Brickheadz unboxing, speed build and review video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like down below and subscribe for more awesome LEGO content. And as always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks a million for checking out today's review, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next build video.